All right, so for the library assignment feedback, you got basically feedback like this in your Canvas assignment. So next to each question there, it indicates whether or not you got certain criteria correct. So the only thing missing from here is whether or not it was named according to the requirements of the assignment. That I think just about everybody did pretty well. But this will indicate whether you got the correct article for question number 1. For question number 2, was it recent enough? Yes. Was it a reconstructed memory article? Yes. Was it a primary research article? Yes. Weldon and Bellinger, did you find the correct one? Yes. And then for 4A and 4B, there's the feedback for A, there's the feedback for B. So again, question number 1, did you actually find the correct article? Incidentally, if you got question 1 or 3 incorrect, those articles are now available in the research paper resources. So just in case you got those wrong, want to make sure that you're working with the correct articles so you can get those straight from Canvas in that folder. For question number 2, was the article recent enough? And if you mistakenly submitted the Roediger and McDermott paper for this, then you did not get any points for that question. Question number 3, was it reconstructed memory? Was it a primary research article? Question number 3, did you find the Weldon and Bellinger article? And then lastly, for 4A and 4B, was it either recent enough or highly cited enough? Was it a group memory article? Was it a primary research article? And then the same thing for 4B. So that gives you your feedback. Days late in case you handed it in late. And then your final grade was basically your percentage with 1 point for each yes. So there were 16 points in total for the assignment. So just depending upon which criteria you fulfilled. And that also included your late penalties. So for those of you that did perfectly on the library assignment, you're done. Your articles have been approved. You are ready to go with your background readings for your research paper. However, if you received a no for any of those questions, so only question 2 and 4A and 4B, only if you received a no on any of these criteria or in any of these criteria or of any of these criteria. So for example, if this was your feedback, you have no's for 4A, not a primary research article. You got no for 4B, not a group memory article. If that's the case, so we need to make sure that we have enough of a background literature review. We have enough primary research sources in order to write our research paper. So we need 6 articles in total. The Dease article, Roediger and McDermott, Weldon and Bellinger, those are the 3 everybody shares. And then the 3 additional ones from 2, 4A, and 4B that you find on your own. So again, if you take a look at your feedback, if you received no on any of those, you need to set. And just to be very clear on this feedback, most of the recent and highly cited ones, or the recent articles, most people got that correct. For the group memory article, a lot of no's occurred here. What that means is that even though your article mentions the word group, it's not about group memory, it's not about group cognition, it's not about people learning together and or trying to remember things together. So for example, there were studies about fMRI studies where there was like a schizophrenic group and then there was a controlled group. And while that did have things to do with memory, it wasn't group memory because they were learning the information individually. They were then tested on the information individually. So that's not a group memory article. The other ones was primary research articles. Some of these were review articles that didn't have that method section with the subject characteristics. They didn't have that results section with the statistical jargon. And that's a secondary article. That's somebody else's opinion. As psychologists, as critical thinkers, we need to go back to the original papers. So that's why you might get a no here if you submitted, for example, a review article. So everybody needs to write their final research paper with their 6 articles approved. So again, everybody has Dease, Roediger and McDermott, Weldon and Bellinger. Those have been approved. Question 2, 4A and 4B, you need to make sure that those articles are also approved. And The reason that we're doing this is because we need that background information. We need that ability to go to the literature to write our research paper. And because of that, these articles, they are required for your research paper. And I just want everybody to be very aware that if your articles are not approved, so if you don't go through this process, then there are heavy penalties on the research paper for this. So this isn't to intimidate you in any way. It's just the facts that if you don't have the background information, you then cannot write a good, high quality research paper. So that is in the research paper grading rubric that I use. So just be aware of that. And then also for the research paper, do make sure that you do use your approved articles. So you can use articles in addition to those, but you have to use the articles that you have approved. So I have made a list of everybody's approved articles. I will be looking for those in your final research paper. And again, if you decide not to use one of the articles that was approved, then again, there's heavy penalties on the research paper for not using those and substituting in your own alternative articles. Again, if you find new information, if you find new articles that you think to yourself, oh wow, this is great, this would really make my research paper stronger, by all means use them, but those are in addition to the ones that have already been approved. All right, so any questions about that aspect, the library assignment resubmissions? All right.